What is up, ladies and gentlemen, gays and days, and everybody in between? Well, it's been excessively long overdue, partially because things kept happening. New stories kept coming out. Things were evolving, but it's time, bitches. Let's talk about the continuing drama of RawFuckClub, Owen Hawk, Dr. Fag, Elvis, wonderful, sweet, adorable, cute little Elvis, and, all of this wonderful stuff. Guys, we have things to discuss.
Let's pretend like this is the first time. Oh, what have you done to me?
So, as you guys all know, I made that video, I talked about Owen Hawk, I talked about RawFuckClub being stolen from him by people that were involved in that business, Elvis and this other guy. I've done all of that. It was just a video recounting the facts, recounting what was presented to me, recounting what was all over the internet. And then, guess what? Something really, really fun happened. I got a message. Well, actually, these were just posts on the Bisky from good old. I wonder who? RawFuckClub, Bisky Social. So I can't even remember what he actually said at the beginning, because I think there's something else there. I advise you to keep all your communications in a safe place too. What? Huh? I think phrasing things in a threatening manner, in a threatening tone, that's what I meant to say, tone, not time, isn't exactly the best move to pass as blameless, TBH. This is a promise. Girl. So yeah, this is literally RawFuckClub's Blue Sky account, their official account. They went on the video of some scrawny little YouTuber who's barely got over 400 followers at this point. By the way, follow my YouTube. Yeah, they decided to pop in and do that.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready? Ready!
But I suppose in a sense, I did keep my communications in a safe place because I did screenshot this and all these comments are now deleted and no longer visible on Blue Sky. So, thank you for the advice. Thank you for the advice, whichever one you were. Oh, but they also went after me on YouTube directly. Luckily, YouTube is very good at putting comments, on hold until you can review them and approve them sometimes. I guess they kind of had the idea that that was something that needed to happen because guess what? They were over there too. A gay named Roll supporting a sex offender. You are supporting a sex offender. My opinion is you should keep the fuck quiet and shut the fuck up when something is being litigated. It's what smart people do, unlike Owen Hawk. You sound stupid, desperate, and chasing any story to remain relevant. Find a new hobby. Owen Hawk committed illegal activities and was terminated. He is not being honest. That's why this is not making sense. He was thrown out at his own birthday party because he's a drug addict and nearly killed someone's dog that night by dropping a meth baggie on the floor. I have the receipts. Interesting about receipts, because, I've looked up police records, Elvis. I'm assuming Elvis is probably the one that did this. I've looked up receipts. I've looked up records, Elvis. And who was the person that got incredibly high on Fire Island, broke into a woman's house and stole her clothes so that he could try to evade the police who were looking for him? Who's the one that got arrested then, huh? I don't think that was Owen. I could, like you say, I really do need to work better at keeping my communications in a safe place. I really do.
Shady bitch.
So, guys, it's time to look at receipts. Look at everything that is in print. Digital print, but still print. Let's take a look. Blorp. It honestly is a little surreal to be living in this timeline where I have a federal case, a state case, and an arbitration case all open at the same time. I never foresaw this future for myself, and it's quite strange, honestly, very strange. For anyone that's interested in this, I did a 10-minute TikTok explaining the lawsuits, the trifecta of hell that I'm currently involved in. And we'll be watching that later. I thought I saved that link already. I just realized it wasn't open. Alright. RFC was my baby. I fucking birthed it. Other people helped me for sure. I'm not claiming to be the only one, but my association's attachment to this brand are very deep. The idea that it could just be taken from me, the way it has, is really kind of fucked up. I really feel like a piece of myself is just gone. And I've been doing this for 20 years. It's been the primary focus of my life for 2 decades. To suddenly have it vanish and be gone, take it without even compensating me, it feels like a violation, and not a sexy one. And when he was like mad and he said, I do 0.001% of work, I'm like, I got gangbanged 5 times. Saying it's basically worthless, 0.001%. This total devaluation of the sex work part of it. It's like the site is living on sex work. It couldn't survive without it. But also holding on to this idea that's also worthless. Anyway, it's all fine. This is my life right now, and I've accepted it. We'll see what happens this week and hope for the best. This was in February. And it's still going on. It's still causing trouble. So I want to jump ahead to this article. This is in The Independent. Alright. Portstar says his career was destroyed by false claims he nearly killed the dog with meth. Alright. Adult performer Owen Hawk told The Independent his income has since dropped from more than $500,000 to just over $10,000. A prominent gay porn star is accusing a pair of former business partners of sullying his reputation by posting extreme false claims about him on social media, including that he nearly killed a dog by feeding it meth. In a bombshell lawsuit filed last Friday, Robert Felt, who is known professionally as Owen Hawk, I like the name Robert, it's kind of cute, says the claim, along with allegations that he is a sex offender, engaged in domestic violence, and committed fraud and other crimes, is not only false, but has also largely put the brakes on his 20-plus year career. Felt's complaint names Damian Todaro, the owner of PPV Network, a hardcore streaming service, and Todaro's boyfriend, identified in court papers only as Elvis. His name is still not published. Publish his fucking name. As the perpetrators of an extreme and outrageous defamation campaign against him following a work dispute last year. As a result, Felt's professional opportunities have dwindled to the point that he has been forced to liquidate his retirement funds to survive and defend himself, according to the complaint. On Tuesday, Felt told The Independent that in 2024, his business took in well over $500,000, but that has now dropped to less than $1,000 a month, and he feels uncertain about being able to renew his lease, which is about to end. He said he has spent years building a brand, and that it has been excruciating to see it stripped away. It's been really painful, Felt said. It's a lot to process. I haven't been able to draw a salary in 5 months. I've fallen behind on my rent. It just seems unbelievably unfair that I should have to be in this situation while people who I consider to be friends get to go on with all the value I created for the company, for themselves. In what world is that possibly fair? Precisely. He contended that he was used to build a successful venture, then dumped when I determined I was no longer useful, despite contractual arrangements. These guys are living in a multi-million-dollar home on Fire Island, trying to squeeze me out of my share, robbing me of the value of my life's work, Felt said. Attorney Wesley Mullen, who is representing Video App, the entity which does business as PPV Network, declined to comment on the case. In 2005, Felt, who also founded Dark Alley Media, a production and distribution company that has since become a recognized leader in the adult content industry, with a library of over 300 titles and numerous awards. His complaint states it describes Owen Hawk, Felt's alter ego, as a public figure who has built a reputation for professionalism and excellence in the industry and boasts more than 250,000 followers on Twitter, the social network formerly known as... I'm never going to say that one. Felt's peers have long recognized his contributions and success. According to the complaint, which notes the 45-year-old was recently honored with a spot on the Grabby Awards Wall of Fame. For the past several years, Dark Alley Media has partnered in a joint venture with PPV Network, with Dark Alley Media contributing video content, connections to performers, and industry expertise. The complaint goes on. PPV Network, for its part, was responsible for providing website hosting, billing, and customer service. The complaint explains. But in April 2024, the relationship between Dark Alley and PPV Network began to deteriorate. intensifying through summer and fall, and finally fell apart during last November. The complaint continues on that, and that's when it alleges Todaro and Elvis launched a scheme to ruin him. On Twitter, according to the complaint, an account with the handle RawFuckClub, a trademark name previously used by the Dark Alley PPV Network joint venture, posted, "Make sure Owen Hawk is sober on set. He has a parole officer to report to." Yeah, still misspelled, because, fuck you, bitch. Some of them began submitting bogus takedown notices on the Adult Entertainment Broadcast Network, AEBN, a video on-demand provider with which Felt had a lucrative exclusive contract under the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. The complaint states, it says the DMCA notice claimed a video was uploaded by Owen Hawk included non-consensual sex as well as underage non-consensual behavior and branded him a felon before going on to threaten AEBN's credit card processor. Additionally, the complaint says a YouTuber going by Muzzlefuck 1225 posted comments that read, Owen Hawk committed illegal activities and was terminated. This is the comment on my video. That's my video. That's my fucking video. Look at me. I'm famous. Yeah, he's a drug addict who nearly killed someone, sick dog, by dropping a meth baggie on the floor. Owen Hawk tried killing my dog with meth. I wish they would have atted me on the video. I wish. Felt claims that he was also accused of being a domestic abuser, a sex predator, a con artist, according to the complaint. Fuck, he looks good there. I love that Balenciaga. That is a cute shirt. Felt's complaint accuses Elvis of spreading the false claims under Todaro's supervision and roping in others to post false allegations about Hawk and submit their own phony takedown notices. At least one of the DMCA notices was allegedly submitted from an IP that Felt's complaint claims was geolocated in Bayshore, New York, a Long Island hamlet across the bay from Fire Island, where Todaro and Elvis have a home. In December 2024, according to the complaint, Felt was dropped by AEBN, citing these false claims and threat to its credit card processor, striking at the heart of Felt's primary income stream. As a result of the defendant's actions, Dark Alley Media has suffered financial losses, reputable damage, and interference with its ability to monetize its content, the complaint states. Felt is now asking a judge to award him attorney's fees, compensatory damage, and punitive damage in an amount to be determined at trial, and a court order barring Todaro and Elvis from defaming him in the future. Todaro and Elvis now have roughly 3 weeks to file a formal response to Felt's claims. This was printed February. I don't know what they are doing now because it is still ongoing. This is December. This is older. I think I covered this before, actually. When he said, yeah, I'm bringing legal action against PPVN, the technology company with whom I operated the RawFuckClub website for the last 5 years and who failed to disperse $150,000 in revenue share owed me while blocking me from accessing the admin areas to show stats and allow me to add scenes. His lawyer informed them on November 1st. Yep, we covered this one. Yes. This is in January this year. And this is from Dr. Fag. I love him. So he responded to Owen's post when he was talking about his very first DVD in 2008 that uses all the branding that is associated with him, not Elvis and not Todaro. I am immensely grateful for this man, the love we shared, and the profound career and life opportunity he allowed me. 26, an overzealous film grad, it seemed impossible to enter the adult industry, especially as a director for a major gay porn studio. Yet I convinced him. I was shocked to learn that since taking over production in 2019, I produced 175 scenes entirely on my own, even earning the brand its first and only Gay-VN award for Best Group Scene in 2022. And this is more recent for Dr. Fag. Calling all real RFC fans. If you ever supported me or Owen Hawk, now is the time to step up. We need your help. Justice for RFC. Hashtag. The RawFuckClub account continues to showcase trailers of content that we own. Content created with our complete creative IP. These scenes were built on our blood, our sweat, and our vision. After relentless harassment last year, they were forced to remove all of our full scenes from their website. Yet the video trailers remain on their Twitter, misleading fans into believing that these scenes are still available on RawFuckClub.com. This is false advertising, plain and simple. If you see these trailers, know that the full content is not there. We ask all true RFC supporters to report these misleading posts and stand with us in protecting our legacy. I responded to this. Truly scummy behavior, yes. As if it weren't enough that they were scamming and ripping off their own ex-creative team, they're doing it to the customer base as well. Absolutely vile shit. That part. Though sadly not surprising. They exploited my breakup with Owen, told him he couldn't legally speak to me, and threatened me directly with arrest. They said they'd lie to the police. Desperate to talk to Owen again, I gave them access to the Raw Fuck Club Twitter, which I ran for 7 years. If Owen hadn't blocked me under their manipulation, I'd have given it to him directly. Instead, they took it and ran, which is the start of everything. Yeah, I told him, and he was thinking he wants to set up a podcast room, and we could do a real interview.
Just bear with me a little bit, because I'm not really familiar with TikTok, and I don't think the first part of my story got posted.
Okay.
And the first part was just about how I'm currently in three legal proceedings, and it's this trifecta that I would not wish on anybody, but is one federal case where I'm a defendant, one state case where I'm a plaintiff, and then one arbitration where I'm a plaintiff. So I have all three of those going consecutively, which is not a fun situation. But the first one, the trademark one, is kind of hilarious because Raw Fuck Club, PPV, whatever, Damien has a shell company called Swathi that who knows what it is. It's like, who the fuck knows, right?
Yeah.
So we got the shell company to file a trademark infringement suit against me for using the Raw Fuck Club logo on my owenhawk.com site, which doesn't even sell anything at this point. It's like, it doesn't do any sales. It's just not even finished. And they claimed that they had spent millions of dollars to associate Swathi with RFC. And I was like,
Never heard of them.
Let me do a Google search. Swathi and RFC have one Google return, which was the complaint they filed in the court. So if they really did spend millions of dollars to associate Swathi with RFC,
They did a shitty-ass job.
really overpaid because they did a terrible job. But they also just they did it, I don't even know why they did it. I think they were trying to go get around the fact that there's a contract that exists between my company and the other company, the video app, that just specifies what happens with domains and brands in the event that the contract terminates, and none of the ways in which the contract terminates would allow them to actually do what they're doing, which is claim they own the trademark. So they tried to claim they own the trademark through first use, which they said they had in 2010. But then I checked my fucking shit, and I'm like, I was making Raw Fuck Club DVDs since 2006. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I have first use in business in 2007.
Yeah.
In August 2007. So it's 3 years before their fucking first use. So I'm like, why am I a fucking defendant in this case of trademark infringement that didn't even involve any sales of anything, and they don't even have first use of it.
No, they don't. They really don't.
They literally just pretended that this whole fucking contract that we had to govern these things just didn't fucking exist.
Because it would be convenient for them.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is.
So that's my first suit. And then the arbitration is just to decide who's actually breached, because they filed their termination first, but they did it without filing a notice. Our contract required that you give a notice. You give a notice of breach and a 30 to 45 day window to cure that breach. Now they never sent a notice. Oh, it has to be mailed too. They never sent anything notice. They just sent me a termination letter, 25th of October, saying that the contract terminated on the 17th of October. And they claimed that they had noticed me, and what they said was notice is like this email exchange, and the email exchange is literally called "Working on Ideas," and there's no way to read that as notice of breach, because we're like breach contract notice are not anywhere in those emails. Like it's not there. So, and then the reasons that they claimed breach were not substantiated. Like they said, I had failed my record keeping. And it's like I had mentioned to them in that email that I wasn't sure that I had all of the IDs for scenes and performers that were over 10 years old. Like, and I later retracted that because as I started working on them, I found that I actually did have them. They ignored that, and they went with this idea that like I just didn't have any 2257, like there's no records, and it's like, oh, it's fucking bullshit. So it won't hold up. That's the point. It's if this gets really looked at, it won't hold up. Whereas he had stopped paying me in August, which was breach of contract. That was his first breach. But I didn't file a notice, like a contract termination. I fucking accepted to take a temporary reduction in my rate while we renegotiated a contract that adjusted that looked at the things that he thought was unfair and unequal. So I'm like, fuck me. Like for I should have just held him in breach on the first fucking day.
Seriously, yes, that's what you should have done.
I didn't do that. I thought he was a friend. And I listened to him and thought his shit was real. So, and then
I learned that lesson hard.
We filed our notice of breach and waited, and they were like, "We don't care. Like, we're not going to pay you anything." They didn't even pay me for the times in October through the November 8th when they were selling my content. The 6 weeks, they were just like, "No, we don't owe you anything."
Wow.
It's like, fuck you. And so the arbitration was just basically going to decide whose termination is valid, and if who's determined to have been in breach will affect like how the assets are divided, like who gets the brands and who gets the domains and all that shit. And they do not want to go to that arbitration, and I know that because they are going to file a motion to try to stay the arbitration. We don't really understand what grounds that are, but they clearly don't want to be in arbitration. They're doing everything to avoid that, filing this ridiculous federal suit. And yeah, those are actually going to be rulings on both of those this coming week. So we'll know this week, something of how this is starting to shape up. But then the third reason that I have to be in court is I'm a plaintiff because after the contract's terminated, I tweeted that I was going to take legal action against them on the 6th of November. And then after that, like, one of their guys just goes on this insane rant using like 5 different Twitter accounts to like attack and disparage and spread all these defamatory things about me, including that like I was a sex offender and that I committed fraud and like identity theft, and none of it was substantiated. But then on the 10th of December, I got notified that like a whole bunch of DMCA notices were filed against my content on AEBN. AEBN was the only other contract that I had other than the one with RawFuckClub, PPV. So it was my only sort of income, significantly, and it's a meaningful income. And turns out they had recruited Marco Starr to say that he never signed a release form for the one scene that he did, which was a lie because I had the release form with his signature on it. And then after that, they filed anonymously using a Jock Menoff account. Like, literally can't make this up, like Jock Menoff.
Wow.
At gmail.com. And they claimed in that second DMCA, which I filed against 5 different films, they claimed like underage material, they claimed non-consensual sex, and then they threatened AEBN, and they threatened their credit card processor that if they ever put my titles back up, that they would keep getting DMCA notices. And I gave ABN everything they wanted. Like, I gave them the 2257, I gave them all the proof that we had on those things. And they acknowledged that they had it all. But they wouldn't put the account back up. And they took the whole library down. And I was like, what do you need? Like, more forms? Like, I'll give you 3 years of fucking 2257, 5 years of 2257. Like, why?
Legal actions.
In my account, not big. And then they finally admitted that they would not put the account back up because of the threats that were made against the credit card processors. So that's the third action,
which is
addressing them
risk,
for
so we'll pull
tortious interference and conspiracy to harm.
Very much.
Yeah, that's my life right now. Literally just surviving fucking legal hurdles and hoping that I don't run out of money before I get justice.
Seriously, holy fuck.
Let's hope for that, boys and girls. Let's hope for that.
Let's hope. Alright, so as you guys can see, shit is hitting the fan, shit is spun around the room, the shit's on the walls, the shit's gone under the carpet somehow, the shit is inside the microwave, the shit is everywhere. Owen is going through shit right now. I know I just used the word shit again. It's too many times. Excessive amounts of shit, which is precisely what this is. It's rough. It is so rough for him right now. But he's fighting. Him and Dr. Fag are fighting. They're pulling out all the stops. They're doing everything. They're campaigning across Twitter. They are taking this to social media, to the courts, to everywhere that they can. They're doing the best. And honestly, nothing but my support. Nothing but my support. Nothing but my love. Owen, in these past months, since my very first video, has been iconic, brilliant. He's a sweetheart. He's really, really been supportive, loving, sweet, adorable, while going through this entire legal nightmare. So guys, remember, end of the day, fuck RawFuckClub, except don't fuck them, because they don't deserve it. And also, too, given everything I know about Elvis, and it's probably a lot better to not fuck him, because you don't know what the fuck's going to happen to you if you do. Support creators, support the performers, don't support the studio, don't support the company, don't support those pieces of shit. Do not let them take advantage of this, okay? And Owen will be coming out with his own website at one point. So when he does that, that's where you send your support. That's where you send everything. That is where you go to give support to people that deserve it. End of the day, and I'll say it one more time, and I'm not going to correct myself. Fuck RawFuckClub. Fuck Elvis. Fuck all of you pieces of worthless shit. I can't wait to see you guys eat your just desserts, and I will be serving them to you on my skinny, pimply ass. Fuck y'all. And guys, remember, life always gets better as long as you work at it brick by brick. See you in the next video. Bye!
This program is made possible by
Oakland
and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.